So welcome to this evening session. We're going to do a kind of luscious opening, leg opening, and we'll do some shoulders as well. It'll be pretty gentle, but I do want to get some like Pilates elements in as well and get some nice core strengthening and lengthening at the same time. You will need, I've got my dressing gown strap, but if you've got a yoga strap, there you go, or a belt or a just something that you can hoik onto, grab that, and also a cushion or a yoga block just to help cushion as well. I'm going to shuffle back and let's get into it. So, first things first, just pop your cushion or your pad underneath your heels, and I just want you to sit down nice and comfy. And what I'd like you to do is actually close your eyes. I want you to forget that anyone can see you. And closing eyes, I just want you to start to shake off the day. So you can sit however's comfortable, arms up in the air. I want you to move your head around, wave your arms around. No one is looking at you. You're in your own house, you're in your own space. And I want you to just freestyle the shake. And as you do, and as you get a little bit more fatigued, waving them around, flapping them around, whatever works for you. It's got to feel right in your body. You're shaking off the negative energy, shaking off any tension, any pressure. Just let it go, right? Shoulders are moving, neck's moving. There's no right or wrong way to do this, as long as you're consistently moving. Make it big and dramatic though. We're not doing soft wavy things. Right now, you're flinging it off. I want you to be flinging off all the tension and the worry. Make it big. Another 30 seconds. I know. You get tired, but that's okay, because sometimes we're going to push through a little bit. Another 15, and just be aware how your heart rate's already going. Maybe you're yawning off some of the day. Final shakes and shimmies. 3, 2, 1. And just resting hands on your lap. Bring yourself into some stillness. And start to be aware of the energy that you just cultivated. Breathe it out. Notice how by taking up space, you opened yourself to the moment. By letting go, you're able to expand and feel a little bit more. Breathing still. And feeling that beautiful tingling awareness that comes from being in the right here, right now. Reaching over and grabbing your strap or whatever it is you have on hand. And we'll grasp it with hands down. We're going to start to make circles, and those circles will be with your breath. Breathing in on the way back, exhaling forward. Create a nice rhythm to this. In times of fatigue and stress, times of sadness and change and worry, we find ourselves closing off, feeling smaller than we were before. And this shutting down can make you feel quite isolated and alone. Like no one gets what you're going through. As you breathe through each movement, close your eyes. Just feel into your own body, into your own space. So what I offer you today is a different path from whatever is weighing you down and making you feel small. The choice to expand out and open up. Open your arms wide, your chest wide. Breathe out and in. It's okay that you feel whatever it is you're feeling. Switch your hands around, palms up towards the sky. And same thing, you'll reach over and across. Now, if one elbow bends, that's okay. If one arm pops forward and then the other, that's also okay. It's just about experiencing what is on offer for today. Breathing with it. Letting your shoulders fall back and open. And maybe you offer your chest a slight surrender to the sky as you reach back. Just a baby one. Palms reach up. Slight drawing inwards of tummy as you do this. Let your hands come behind you now and just rest them there just for a moment. Find that stillness now. Feel that awareness and tension in your shoulders that we just opened and expanded. Palms are facing away from your body here and expanding through the chest and opening wide of the shoulders. And let's draw our arms up towards the sky and then fall back down. Draw the arms up towards the sky, back down. Even as your arms lift, your shoulders drop. So drop the shoulders down, lift the arms up. And maybe this time we play where we come up, reach up. Maybe a little bit more space with the belt. I push off onto my knees. I reach up, I stretch back and open. Create a flow with it. I encourage you to close your eyes here and sit with the movement. Feel yourself opening up. Of course, listen to your low back. And only go as far as you need to. Stay up on your next. Hold up. Hips will tuck slightly forward. Arms reach up towards the sky, even as shoulders drop. Squeeze shoulder blades together and soar your heart to the sky. Shoulders down, breath even. Squeeze your shoulder blades together just a little further. Find strength there. Arms come over the head. Sit down, rest down. Stretch your arms long, open, wide. Spread your fingers. Just as you surrendered to the sky, you surrendered to the ground. Walking hands back up now. You can find yourself in any comfortable seat that works for you. So you could just sit on the pillow if that works, just tilt it. You could sit directly on the ground. I suggest if you've got tight hips, which is most of us, just sit on the edge of the pillow because that's going to help bring your hips forward. And we'll place the right arm by our side. And the left arm's going to wave back and extend and then come forward. So I breathe in, I wave back, I watch my arm and extend, and I create that little chest opening back bend. As I look over, feel my shoulder blades draw together. To create more opening through the neck, maybe your right shoulder softens towards your right ear and vice versa. It's through this surrendering to the movement that you find space. And the same when you feel stuck or closed down or small in life for whatever reason. Surrender to however it is that you feel, and then you'll find greater space to be loved and cared for by others. Let's switch sides. Just feel free to adjust that left hand, creating a waving shape. Expand back, reach back. Right neck opens up as your ear falls to your shoulder. Right, a beautiful rhythm that creates its own magic. Open, popping chest. Can you create a line from your head down to your fingers even as you pop? One more here. Good. Let's both arms forward, fingertips reach, spidey fingers. Tilt, soften head. Now, as we've got these spidey fingers, we'll actually lift up out of them. So can you drive each of those fingertips into the ground and round your back, arch your back to the sky. So you've hollowed through your chest and your arms, drive those fingertips, and then soften completely. Flat hands, palms to ground, chest sinks towards the floor. And we'll do our half cat camel again. So fingertips reach, spidey fingers, camel your back. Hollow your tummy as you arch, arch, arch. Do what feels right for you here. Maybe a light sway side to side to increase the space. And then palms flat, reach long. Soften chest to ground. And maybe through this softening, you find a little more depth through the hips. Letting my weight rock towards my shins here. Start to open up a little through those hips. Once more now, spidey fingers arching. Rounding through the back, through the arms. Almost pushing my seat into the ground even as I round out. Soften now. Palms flat. Reach a little longer. Tucking my hips to the ground even as I reach my arms long, long, long. Let's further open through the hips. So you could just have one foot in front of the other, or you could choose to stack your feet on top. Either way, I'd like your toes to be pointing towards knees. So toes towards knees. I've probably got a bit too much space here. I should probably grab a pillow, but I don't have, no, I might be right. But if you had a lot of space, I'd suggest having one in front. I'm stacked halfway on my pillow, so I'm slightly tilted off. And I offer you this pose as a chance to surrender any tension that you've got sitting in your hips, a gentle softening. Take a breath, and you can place yourself however you like. Tilting hips forward. I have my right leg, my right shin stacked on top of my left, and the stretch is in my right hip. Anywhere along this buttock region may feel quite deep. If you feel anything in the knee, I encourage you to repoint your toe to your knee. That's going to help take away the pressure. So if you're pointing your toe away from your knee, you'll feel more pressure. If you pull towards, you'll feel less. We will be here for a while, so get comfortable. And now as the sensation builds, open up to it instead of closing down. Let it be okay that there's sensation, a stretching. Soften jaw now. Let your jaw wiggle around. The jaw and the hips seem to be intrinsically linked, like many weird things in life. So breathe through it. Give your jaw a little side to side wiggle. Maybe you let a light smile tease the corners of your mouth upwards. A cheeky little grin to the eyes. That allows you to just fall a little deeper into this. Relax your shoulders. Notice how the longer you're in the stretch, the more your body offers you a place of softness there. We're going to keep accessing that now. Extend your left leg if your left leg was the one at the bottom. And we bring our right over the top. If you're on a cushion, you could stay there or bring it out from under you. And we bring ourselves into a spinal twist. So taking your left elbow, and you could hug like this, or if you have access, you can actually bring the elbow right around. So let's hug that knee very tight. Take that right arm that we've already expanded. We pop our chest a little, bring it around. And from the base of the spine, still hugging right knee to left armpit, we rotate. If you need a little more, feel free to tuck that left heel inwards as well. You want to try and get both butt cheeks on the ground in this position. If not, a cushion under the right butt will help. So drawing that right knee, almost like you're on a diagonal up to that left ear. Even as you rock your weight slightly forward. Have you shut down to the sensation, or have you opened to it? Found a softness, a gentleness, soft face. Left solar foot comes into the midline, right comes straight. We stretch out the back of the leg, the hamstring. Any type of fold will work here. A gentle one. A slight bend in the knee I find helps. You can grab your strap and use that, if that works for you, to draw that foot slightly towards you. What I'd like you to find is a tilt through the hips. It's not so much a grasping and a pulling, but more a tilt and a lean. Feel free to grab a bolster or whatever you need to just rest your head on, and taking moments to pause. Lightly drawing your left arm over and across to the right, and feel the space in your left back of body here. Keep sitting that right bottom behind you to help open up through the left. Let's finish off by opening up through this right side in a half wild thing. We'll bring your left arm and place it to the rear of your left hip. Let's find the opening that we found through that left shoulder. I've got my fingers rotated away, but you could have them facing towards if you like. So let's find that opening through the left shoulder and some strength through that arm as well. And as I rotate onto my left knee, I find that opening and expansion that I found before. So let's come down together. So I was here. Foot position has not changed. I reach my left hand behind near my left hip. I'm going to extend through the shoulder. Keep that expansion through the left shoulder as I find it through the leg as well. And then maybe you find a point through the right shoulder. Pop back down, around, sit back down. Find your flow. Can you create your own spear? Can you create your own sphere with your arm as you circle it around and come back around? Swinging the arm, opening, expanding through the chest as you arch and spread. Time your breath to your move. Circle clockwise one round with the arm, sitting down, and then the other way, swing around. Once you feel comfortable, get playful. No one else here. How much can you let your throat soar back? Knowing that through this strength and long lines, you create your own space, your own openness. One more, breathe in. Exhale. Well done. Shift forward. If you need that seat between underneath your hips, grab that. We will stack the left on top of the right. Or just in front if that's more appropriate for you. Sitting on the edge of that cushion. And here we are. Find your space. Active toe towards knee. Even yourself up. And then maybe you find a tilt through the hips if that feels right for you. We will be here for a time, so find the position that's comfortable for you. I invite you to tune into your own breath to help stillness be found. Can you tune into the sound of your exhale with each breath? Connecting to the subtle sigh, the subtle surrender that is naturally occurring with each breath. Exhaling just a little deeper. Not just finding the depth of the exhale, but can you feel the width of it too? The width of your breath within the space, within your own body, your lungs spreading wide, nostrils flaring. And perhaps now you can see with a gentle curiosity, when your awareness is away from the sensation, you naturally give in to it. When your fight is withdrawn, you find space. As we lightly draw ourselves up, we find hamstring stretch, the backs of the thigh, and then we'll find our twist. So the right sole of foot is nuzzled into the thigh of my left, and I create a tilt through the hip. Maybe you lift your butt cheek out of the way. And I'm going to find a subtle fold. Feel free to grab that strap if that's what you need. The tilt first. I lightly bring my right hand over and across to the left and create space around my right kidneys, the back of my right side. My liver and your liver sits on that side. The great detoxifier. Give that space a little love. Coming up now, and we will take our right knee over and across to the left-hand side. Feel free to tuck the left if that's what you need. And I will, oh, we already did this side. It's the other side. Is it right? Yeah, it's the other way. Don't worry about me. Bring your left foot over the top of your right. So your left foot over the top of the right. I take my right arm and I nuzzle that knee in nice and tight. Same thing. Take that left arm, expand it, grip back, create a little shoulder opening back bend. And maybe you just let those shoulders sink a little deeper towards the floor. Like someone's lightly pressing their hands down your shoulders, encouraging them to sink back. Let your left leg reach, your right knee tuck, and we find our right hand near our right hip, maybe facing away, as we create space and expand in the other direction. So I sit my bottom to the ground. I create space through my right shoulder, surrendering my chest and maybe my head behind me. Can you close your eyes and swing a sphere with your hands? Shaping your breath with each arm movement. I find it more joyous when I point my toe to really find that inner extension, that lift. And now make it your own, whatever that may look like. Maybe you're rolling down and then expanding open. Maybe a pause in a position that feels right for you. Final expansion. Find stillness just for a moment. Two more breaths. Feeling for the space you just created. That tingling awareness through your hips and your feet. Let's find our way onto all fours. You may need some extra cushioning on your knees here. Good. Let's start to tuck our toes underneath our feet. Tuck them into the mat. And we'll just transfer our weight forwards and backwards. Nice firm grip through the hands. Can you create a rhythmic pulsing with the movement, with the breath? 10, 9, reach your hands a little further out. 8, hips come forward. 7, walk your hands further, your hips further. 6, still pushing back into the feet each time. 5, 4, make it bigger. 3, broaden those arms, lengthen the fingers. 2, and 1, good. Come up, leave your hands where they are. Extend that right foot long, untuck the right foot. Hold here. Stay strong, keep strong through that inner thigh of your right leg. Belly button drawn in. Bend through your right knee, keep it off the ground, and then can you reach it forward to your right elbow? Return it long, return it down. Same again. Reach long, bend it, bring it in, touch it to the elbow. Long, down. Create your own pulsing rhythm here. Can you create the ballerina with your thigh? Bend in. Knee comes in, knee straightens, bends wide. Use your breath to create the pulse. Two more. Extend, bend, reach, curl. One more. Extend, bend, reach, curl. Return. We've had our hands out a little further from in front of our shoulders because it forces you to be a little bit more stable. You can stay here, but it also forces you to do a little back bend. You could play with a little further back bend by bringing your hands out further, or if that just wasn't working for you, find them just underneath your shoulders. Let's do the left. Extend, bend, in, elbow touch. Extend, bend. Maybe your knee doesn't touch your elbow. Perfectly okay. What we're building is capacity for pushing through a little discomfort. At the same time, we create space. And you choose to push through. Three to go. Two now. Exhaling as knee comes forward, back, straighten, return. One more. Good. Let your knees flare wide, both of them to the ground. Sit down onto your heels or wherever they'll reach your hands long. Surrender your forehead to the ground. Arms are soft here, they're relaxed, no muscle working. Soften jaw, soften eyelids. Belly, beautifully soft and supple. Reach your hands out long once more. Bring your knees together. We're going to go into a bent knee downward dog. Spread your fingers wide. Apply all the pressure into your index finger and your thumb. All the pressure into your index finger and thumb. Thumb. Okay, knees are going to stay bent. Keep your arms as long as they are right now. Belly draws inwards. On your exhale, reach your hips to the sky. Keep your arms as long as they just were. They're not going to bend at all. Just push your weight behind you. Really drive your hips up to the sky, tilting your bottom up. Hold here. Let your hips and your heels fall to the right. Let your hips and your heels transfer to the right. Keep long through your left arm. Switch to the other side. Heels fall to the left, hips fall to the left. Stay long through your right. And maybe you look through your right armpit. Switch again. Maybe you let your booty dance towards the ground a little closer. Switch at your own pace now. 5 breaths. Long through the arms, keep driving back and open. 4, create your own dance. Might look different to mine, that's okay. Rest if you need. 3, ground is very close. It's an invite to you if you need it. 2, 1. Bend your knees again. Sink your hands behind and next to you. Rest your forehead to the ground. Hands come out in front of you. Look forward. Step forward with your right foot in between your hands. Nice extended lunge. Rock back to a hamstring stretch. Rock forward again. Backwards and forwards like a rocking horse. On your next fall forward, you'll stay there. Feel free to pop a pillow under your knee or grab your yoga block or pillow and rest your arm. We'll be here for a moment. So find your space, your stretch. This is not about what it looks like. Never is. Find the smile at the corners of your mouth once more. Can you imagine a grin across your hips? Sink back. Your version of a hamstring stretch. That might be up here, or it actually might be sinking back. Little bend in the knee once more, whatever pose you've chosen to take. Let your toes fall towards the midline in whatever stretch you've chosen to take. So from the hip joint, your whole leg will roll towards the midline. Gentle breathing. And then let your foot turn away from the midline, your whole thigh rotating outwards. Sensation level here, we're seeking maybe a 5 out of 10. Doesn't need to be more than that. If it's more, you take some off. This should be a joyful opening, not an exercise in excruciating pain. Rock forwards. We're actually going to step straight back into a downward dog from this position. So grasp your hands nice and wide. And if you like, you can flick straight up into a single-legged dog with that right foot and then place it down. Expand out, cycling one foot and then the other. Play with keeping those arms as straight as you can as your triceps wrap towards the midline, elbows hug towards ears. Look in between your toes here as you actively push your hands away from the ground. Find stillness for a moment as you let both heels reach towards the ground. Arms reach long. Hips tilt up. Look between your hands and you'll step the left leg between your hands. Drop the right knee down, extend long. Hamstring. Lengthen. And again. And then find stillness in your variation of an extended hip flexor stretch. Maybe you drop the opposite elbow to the ground if that's got access to you. Maybe you have both settled, your choice. Sit back into that hamstring stretch, either raised up or reclined onto your heel. Rotate your thigh towards the midline and see what that does for you. And outwards and away. reaching yourself forward as we're going to sweep back into our downward dog. Plant your hands nice and strong. Lift your back leg up and slowly, slowly knee flicking and then extending out. Place into the ground. And we have the options of some fun things here if you'd like. You can play with now extending through the right foot and then letting that kind of fall back towards your left butt cheek. And if you like, you can let it keep roving, and if you need to, you can drop to the ground and find the expansion we found before. Good. Or you could stay up, wild thing. I'll talk you through it again if you'd like to play with me. Your right foot will extend up towards the sky. Let your heel find your left butt cheek. And now from there, you roll onto your left hand and then let that foot fall. You could stay here if you've got it. Otherwise, just place your bottom to the ground. And then we reverse. Come back up, reach up, create an arc with your hand, then place the foot on the ground. We'll try with the left. Left leg reaches, bend through the knee and let your heel reach towards your right bottom. Then you pivot on your right foot, expand out, potentially dropping bottom to ground if that's what you need, or you stay up and then make your way back around. And again on this side, we expand. Left leg reaches, knee bends, pivot on the right foot, expand, reach. One more each side to wrap up today. Reach, extend at your own pleasure. And when you've completed that, find your way onto your bottom. And we pause and take a minute to let the waves of self-appreciation and gratitude flow over us. Self-indulgence, but for a good reason. It's not always easy to show up, and you did it. So 1 minute, filling yourself up with love, gratitude. Breathe in. Exhale the final moments of tension away. Find your presence. Awareness into toes, knees, calves. Can you feel the aliveness in your thighs, your hips? Presence in your tummy and in the sides of your ribs. Feel the lift through your spine, the straightness of your neck, the strength and maybe fatigue in your hands. The softness and slight smile to your face as you give yourself a pat on the back. Well done. And with that, thank you. Have a wonderful evening, whatever it is you decide to do. I will see you on Sunday.
What time?
I will post all in the group.
Are we going to be early or 7:30ish?
Robin, I will post it all in the group.
Oh, come on. So it's definitely Sunday.
Definitely Sunday.
Okay, cool.
Done.
All right, see ya.
Bye.
Bye.
fine. I had that recorded and it was all perfect. And then she's like, what time?